Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 125th birthday party here for the Queen of LA City Parks, Griffith Park, who turns and celebrates 125 years officially as a park, although as many of you park lovers know, Griffith Park itself is way older than 125 years. And we're so excited that all of you can be here. And for those of you who love Griffith Park, you know that this place is the true heart of this city. Unlike other large cities around the world who were designed with a central large park in their downtown areas, our city, in its trajectory and growth, expanded exponentially throughout the Southland Basin to encompass and create so many unique and vibrant and diverse communities. But thankfully, to the gift that keeps on giving from the Griffith Park Trust Foundation through Colonel Griffith J. Griffith, this amazing park was dedicated to the people and the city of Los Angeles in 1896 to forever be a place of respite for the people who live here. And that is why we, as park and recreation professionals, are stewards and caretaker of this park for you, the citizens and visitors to Los Angeles, so that you can have these 4,200 acres forever dedicated as parkland. Forever dedicated as parkland. There will never be commercial development here or residential development on this land. This land is sacred for the residents, and isn't it amazing that we have this park here in Los Angeles? So let's give it up for Griffith Park. And I want to give many, many thanks to a lot of people that are here today. We have a great program, and I know it's warm and it's hot, so I'm going to try to get you through this program as quickly as possible. What we're going to do is we are going to start, as we always should, with Parkland, acknowledging and giving thanks to the people who were here before us, whose this land we represent and stand in their shoes. And so I am very pleased to welcome from the Tongva Cultural Education and Artistic Society, Mr. Craig Torres, who's going to help us kick off our celebration in remembrance of those who came before us. Craig, are you here with us?
Right here.
Oh, there you are.
So good afternoon, everybody. Is it morning or afternoon? I can't tell. All I know is that it's very hot. I just wanted to say, you know, what a miracle it is that this place has stayed the way it has. And to have all this available to us. And to be able to celebrate as many years as it's been that way today. One of our stories talks about, you know, at a time before even human beings appeared on the earth, that when all these transformations were taking place, and everything took its place on the landscape, you know, the rocks and the plants and animals. We as human beings were the last ones to emerge on this place, and probably the most vulnerable of all the species. But yet we've done the most damage on the landscape. And one of the things that we've always been told in our narratives is that we were never supposed to remove ourselves from the nature. We were always supposed to be a part of it. And so part of my work as an educator is doing just that. It's getting people to refocus their cultural lens to the landscape and reconnect and reestablish the relationship with the nature. Because when you think about it, it's those animals, the rocks, the stones, the plants that really enabled us to survive on this land as human beings. And we've lost that connection. But it's time, this place is the perfect place to do that. And I encourage all of you, as you go through your day, to do that and to acknowledge all the life that exists in this place. When I talk about communities and people, I'm not just talking about human people. I'm always talking about our relatives and nature, because it's so important for us to acknowledge that. And really quickly, I wanted to know if this is Lázaro Arvizu, which is a young man that I'm mentoring in our community. Because I've been doing this all of my adult life, education, and it's time for me to pass over the torch. So I don't know if he wanted to say anything really quickly, but I'm going to give him that opportunity to do that, and then we'll end with a song.
Thank you, Craig. In the same spirit of Craig's words, I want to recognize my relatives, my ancestors, the people that came before me, not just the human people, the rock people, the plant people, the animal people who still are here, and they're the reason we're here. We stand on top of them, and we're only able to exist as long as they're there. Because if we're not here, they're going to continue. But if they're not there, we can't continue. I also want to recognize our very important waterways, which we call pahait in the language, which means a waterway, a river. And one of the very important waterways is the LA River, the so-called LA River. And I want to recognize it because it's one of the other relatives that's absolutely necessary. And with that, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank Craig and all my relatives.
And so very quickly, we're gonna end with a song that I actually should have started with, and it's an ancestor song, and it's asking the ancestors to look at us, to look at our hearts, and to acknowledge who we are, because we believe that when they see us on that side, that they don't see our outside. They recognize us by our hearts, because our outside can always change, right? And so that's what they recognize, so that's what the song is talking about. Tai hunu ka neshu neshu, tai hunu ka neshu neshu, naha kwa neshu naha kwa he, naha kwa neshu naha kwa he. Tai hunu ka neshu neshu, tai hunu ka neshu neshu, naha kwa neshu naha kwa he. Naha kwa neshu naha kwa he. Tai hunu ka neshu neshu, tai hunu ka neshu neshu, naha kwa neshu naha kwa he. Naha kwa neshu naha kwa he. Whew. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Craig, for that recognition and setting the tone for us starting today. Before I welcome up our next guest, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's AP Diaz. I'm the Executive Officer for the Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks. And with a management team from the top, our general manager, Mike Schull, we work hard every day to ensure that you have these amazing parks in the city of Los Angeles. But I want to acknowledge our commission president, Sylvia Patsaoris, who is with us, and she's right there. And Sylvia is a champion for parks. She's the president of our commission, which is an all-volunteer commission appointed by Mayor Garcetti to help guide, manage, and lead the department. And so, Sylvia, thank you always for being so supportive of our park system. So I have the pleasure now to introduce to you a woman who is a champion for nature, for people, for parks. She is someone who leads with compassion and grace. She's someone who believes in the humanistic good of people and the innate goodness of society. And that is why she was elected to represent this district, the 4th district in the city of Los Angeles, and someone that could not be a greater partner for recreation and parks, but also an equal caretaker and steward of this land for the people. And so it's my great pleasure to welcome Councilwoman Nithya Raman from District 4.
Okay, hi everyone. Did not expect it to be quite so hot today. It is, despite the heat, so wonderful to be gathered here with all of you. I know a lot of us, including my children, have celebrated birthdays here, and so it's particularly awesome for me to be here to turn the tables and celebrate Griffith Park's birthday today right here in the park. 125 years ago today, that's 1896, Colonel J. Griffith and his wife, Mary Agnes, donated over 3,000 acres of ranch land to the city of Los Angeles to be used as a public park for purposes of recreation, health, and pleasure for the use and benefit of inhabitants of the city of Los Angeles forever. I don't think that they imagined what would come in this park today, that it would become home to the Los Angeles Zoo, to the Griffith Merry-Go-Round, to the Greek Theater, to the Autry Museum, and of course the Griffith Observatory. Or that 10 million people would visit this park annually, 10 million. It is such a blessing to have this incredible, vibrant space in the middle of our city and in my district, and it is a true honor to represent it in the City Council. We just went through a very tumultuous redistricting process, and I just wanted to share with you that when I learned that I would still be representing Griffith Park, I wept tears of joy. Not just because I love this park, but because of its deep connection to my predecessor, Tom, who cared for this park so deeply and whose name is now enshrined in the park itself. And his family is here with us today. I also want to thank Craig Torres for reminding us of the original owners of this land and the violent and unjust history that took this land from them. I'm also reminded of the fact that we stand near the merry-go-round, which was the site of a riot and an overwhelming police response that resulted in the arrests of young black men at a time when the civil rights movement was reshaping America. For me, as the council member of this park, to acknowledge the checkered history of this land, of this park, and of this city is also being able to acknowledge what makes this city what it is and what makes America so wonderful. Something that I, as an immigrant to this country, recognize so deeply. That this is a country, a city, a council district, a park that can face its past and look forward to a future that actively repudiates that past. A country, a city, and a park that strives to move towards equity and towards justice. In our stewardship of this park, acknowledging that history means that we not just acknowledge climate change and work to preserve this park for future generations, but we move forward with an emphasis on equity of access to this park and to all of the incredible institutions that call this park their home. Today, I want to acknowledge all of our partners in that stewardship because we could not do it just as a city alone. The Los Angeles Conservancy, which has played an incredible role in preserving historic places across Los Angeles and celebrating them. And today they're celebrating Griffith Park, and I want to just thank them for that. Much of the park would not be what it is without the stewardship of the staff from the Department of Recreation and Parks. We have to give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. To AP, to Tracy, to Stephanie, I don't know who else, so many of our Rec and Park staff are here today because they love this park as much as we do. And they give their days, their lives, their nights to it, and I am so grateful for the care with which they move this park forward. Organizations like Friends of Griffith Park, the Sierra Club, and so many others who are here today, I believe, right? Yes. So many others who give their time to maintaining and improving the park for Angelenos and visitors around the world to enjoy. I'm also proud that the city and the department has been a pioneer in helping achieve the city's biodiversity and sustainability goals. And so today I want to make sure that all of you who are here for this event also check out the micro-forest installation at the Betty Davis picnic area, LA Compost Regional Hub, which is up there. Jump on the Parkline shuttle, which is free, and explore the entire park today. And let's explore everything that this park has to offer and send our best wishes to this historical monument. Before I sign off today, I want to present a certificate to one person and one institution, to Sarah Lan, the Director of Education at the LA Conservancy. Thank you for your service. The certificate says, "We share our gratitude for your tireless work for Griffith Park," and it could not be more true today. So thank you so much, Sarah. And to the LA Conservancy itself. And both of you can accept it. And Linda is going to be accepting it on behalf of the Conservancy. Thank you all for coming out today, and thank you to both of you and the work that you all do in caring for this place together.